refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running. Toes they gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
I've been doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
A little louder. That's right. How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to FFC, one of the best fantasy football shows in the world. And that is what we are here to do today, is we are here to talk about the free agency of fantasy, boy. Woo! Wait. It was a fiasco the last couple of days, like quite possibly. So yesterday I did if you follow me, if you follow the chats, if you follow the groups on Instagram, you follow R2L, you follow the real conglomerate that started all of this, Refuse to Lose, okay? So they are the grandfather of everything. Joe, Big Boss Man, Big Dave, and Tomo, okay? The founding fathers of everything we do. So R2L is the analytical show. That's where we as sportsmen, we come on to the main show and make sure I got my mic on, right? And we talk sports, you know. We analyze sports like anybody else, right? We just do it better because we give you the truth. We don't lie. We don't do that ESPN lying stuff. Y'all know Coach don't mess around with ESPN when it comes to giving you guys vital information. Okay, that's what I go read it. I'm not gonna listen to ESPN. They lie. But that's what Refuse to Lose is about. It's about giving you guys information, good information, smart information, the best information in all of sports. Hockey, soccer, baseball, boxing, which is our number one show, the Red Corner. We have college show, Carl Talking College, okay? We have Dave's Doghouse. That used to be a segment that transferred into a show. He gets to basically go on his show and just dog you if you're just looking like that guy. You're just not getting the job done. I'm going to worry, Coach gonna be in Doghouse one day. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, after my Josh Allen comments, the clock is ticking, and I'm gonna stand by him too. I don't care. We ain't gonna get into that. We'll touch it, but we ain't gonna get too much into that. I just have to clarify something. But anyway, as I was on the Refuse to Lose show yesterday, we talked about free agency. Now, this is a fantasy football show, so I don't get too caught up into a lot of organizational information. That's what the Refuse to Lose show is for. That's where we talk about the salary cap and what these trades and free agent signings did, releases, what they do. Like, again, releasing Tyler Lockett, that freed up $17 million, and then he was due $5.53 by this March 16th in a few days. So they cut him, they saved $22 million on the cap. It's the dog-eat-dog world of the business of the NFL when it comes to that, when it comes to the off season. So again, I'm going to say this part I'm going to say it every year. This is the ugliest part of football right now. Right now. Because money changes. You either win some or you lose some. You see what I'm saying? So you getting cut, you getting traded. DK Metcalf had 3. I want to go to a contender. I want a stable quarterback. I want good weather. They sent his ass to doggone Steelers. Okay, you do what we say. We the bosses right now. This time of March is the ugliest part of football because it's about the green, baby. It's about the green. But anyway, on yesterday's Refuse to Lose show, we talked about all things fantasy. All things free agency. Okay, it was quite possibly the best show we've had. I haven't been on a panel show in a while, so it felt good to be back on there, talking free agency, talking about these players and what the impact is for their organization. With that being said, look, coach know when he's wrong, coach know when he's right. I'm not wrong about Josh Allen. If that's what you thought I was going. No. He does not need to be the MVP. That was stolen from Lamar Jackson. You understand what I'm telling you? Stolen from Saquon Barkley. What have we been saying for time? If a running back breaks the single season record, he is the MVP. One person did it. He's not the MVP. Another person had close to it, had 1,900 yards. But he had 16 touchdowns in the age that he was. While his quarterback had the numbers that he had. 3 black men had better stats. I went there than Josh Allen. Look here. I don't know why they gave it to Josh Allen. I'm not using that. I'm just, how is it that these 3 dudes right here? We're not even talking about Jared Goff, whose stats was better. We're not even talking about Baker Mayfield, whose stats was better. We can leave Baker out because, again, okay, he had the most interceptions this year. He copied Josh Allen for the last 5 years. He's been in the league for 6. He had 1 year of not turning the ball over like crazy. But he's been in the league for 6 years. He's had 111 games, and he has turned the ball over 84 times. I don't care what you people say. Those are horrible numbers. Okay? He's 0-4 and against one player and doesn't have no AFC championship games. Is he 7-6 in the playoffs? Sure. 2 games outside of that, he's under 500. So don't give me that crap. He's 7-6 in the playoffs. He still can't win out. However, though one should have won the MVP, what we have to be fair to, look, if I said Josh Allen did not deserve his first contract, which I believe, and I said he showed this, I don't care how team friendly it is, he ain't worth that kind of money. That's the point. He ain't worth that kind of money. However, Lamar. Unfortunately, when my fellas talk sports with me, I listen. They listen to me. And that is due respect. When they talk, I gotta listen. I don't ignore what they say. Can they change my mind on certain occasions? Sure. But look, you're not gonna change my mind about Josh Allen, but you did change my mind about another player. Lamar, I've said certain things about you when you came out. You know what I said about you when you came out? Gotta be fair. So you couldn't win a playoff game. You hit into the playoffs, and you can't throw the ball. I've said that many times. We'll never take that away. So where Josh Allen has 5 seasons of all these turnovers and 1 great season of not, you have 1 season. Don't get me wrong, you had an MVP year already, right? But it's like the 1 season where your numbers have just been through the roof. Will it continue? I do hope so. I really do. I do hope so. But let's be fair. You're 3-5 in the playoffs. You're 3-5 in the playoffs. You don't have no money now. You got all the money. got to be fair. Now, the fact that Josh Allen got his contract when he got it and how he got it is a staple of why I made the comment that I made. And the fact that I just don't think he's that great. Like, I think he's good. I just personally don't think I watched the games he plays. Just don't he just doesn't do it for me. Lamar does, and in the moment, Lamar is worth what they paid for the moment. Because right now, Lamar, your trajectory of not winning a Super Bowl is on the same path as Josh Allen. Y'all ain't got that much. Like, y'all been in the league about the same time. And it seems to me nobody can beat Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what you want me to say. It's almost like Joe Burrow is worth his contract because he's the only guy who has. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have to win the big one, right? But if a person is literally standing on Mount Olympus by himself and y'all can't beat him, how are you worth the money if you can't get the job done? I got to be fair. That's always my premise, right? See, we can't use that from back in the day because back in the day, you won and then you got paid. Simple as that. You won, then you got paid. If you didn't win, you didn't get paid. If you didn't stay healthy, you didn't get paid. Right now, it's like we're paying people for potential and hopes and dreams and what they can do, and then they don't do it, and it's just like now you're sitting on. I get it; it's new money. It's all it keeps going up. It doesn't stop climbing, right? So maybe coaches stop complaining about money, right? But it's not the fact that I'm complaining about money. Y'all gonna look at me and tell me Tua Tagovailoa is worth $53 million. That's my premise of these contracts. Trevor Lawrence is not worth the money they gave him. Like, they had a game last year whose contract was worse. Obviously Lawrence, because the Miami won that game, right? So that's when I complain about contracts. I don't think these players who are not getting the job done are worth the money at quarterback that they're being paid. Dak ain't worth the money he getting paid. Simple as that. What do? You lose the playoffs. You if we're basing these contracts off of getting us there, then fine. Every single last one of these dudes that got paid is worth their contract. Because if it ain't about winning, then yeah. That's why I keep asking y'all, is it about winning or is it just about playing the game? Because if it's just about playing, that's what the regular season is for. They all are worth their money. Every single yes, Tua is worth $53 million for 18 weeks. Because what are they doing after that? Answer that question. What's happening after that? Nothing. They're not winning. So is it about winning or is it just about playing? At this point, it seems everybody's just playing around. That's fine. Eagles didn't play around. They went to work. They got a Super Bowl for it. Is Hurst worth that contract? As I stated, the year they actually went to the first one, if they go and he is the product, meaning he doesn't turn the ball over. He is throwing touchdowns. He is having good games of passing. Like, he is the culmination of what the Eagles expect their quarterback to win a football game, to win the big one. He's worth, even if he just gets, I even said he didn't have to win. Yeah, he's worth whatever they want to pay him. They paid him because he got there. And then they worked on everything else. They built young because they got all them boys at the draft. Took 2 years. Super Bowl. But he got there. He didn't lose in the second round. You understand what I'm telling you? He didn't lose in wild card weekend. He didn't lose and have the rules changed and all that. He won. He won. Period. Guess what? There are guys that are great and they will have a long career and they will never have a Super Bowl. Everybody ain't going to get one, Pimp. Everybody's not going to get one. We're on 6 years. He hasn't gotten close. Is he going to get close this year? Is that what we're going to say every year? But again, I got to hold to the same accountability. Lamar, you're on the same tipping clock. Now, are you worth or your contract? Yeah, because you are the Baltimore Ravens. That is why. However, now you got DeAndre Hopkins. You have another added weapon. You still got Derrick Henry. I don't care what fantasy football dude be saying, talking about something. That is not a bad team. That is a good Ravens team. You got to get to the AFC Championship game, buddy. You got to win the AFC Championship game, and you need to get into the playoffs. Like, you got to get into the Super Bowl. You have to sniff the Super Bowl. I will not call Josh Allen great. I won't call him anything past good, because what greatness has he done? He wins 10 games every season. You get that? 10, 11 games. That's supposed to be great. Yeah, it gets you in the playoffs in a division that you can win, right? Dolphins aren't that good. Remember, we had the same complaints about Brady, right? But Brady was winning Super Bowls. So you're better than the Jets. You're better than the Miami Dolphins. And you're better than the Patriots. You're in the playoffs. Simple as that. That's 6. We ain't gonna win all 6, but at least that's 4 to 6 right there that you need to win for the division. But you won the division, so no matter what your record looks like, right? You're in the playoffs. Doesn't matter. 10 wins is all they win. They have bad games in the regular season that he cannot win against certain defenses. Do we not see that? Do we not watch Josh Allen football and say, yeah, he threw 5 touchdowns, but we sure got them 3 turnovers that he loves to give. 2 to 3 turnovers a game. It's not like he's doing that a game and then they're winning 13 games, winning 14 games. They only win 6. They only win 10. You understand, 1 or 2 losses, you're out. That's how close they tether. Like, Lamar is at least collecting like 13, 14 wins a season, bro. Like, there is a massive, drastic difference. However, there's a massive, drastic similarity that they both got to win. Period. They both got to win, because if not, then yeah, my tune of Lamar Jackson will be going back to what it was in the first few seasons where dude couldn't get the job done. Like, you're still losing in the playoffs. You're 3-5. Your record versus Josh Allen in the playoffs is significantly worse. He's 7-6. You're 3-5. So no, I can't hold you in a winning accountability above Josh Allen, and he has more wins in the playoffs than you do. So yeah, Lamar Jackson, tone's gonna start changing if we are not at the show. We got to get to the show, because only way my tone is gonna change about Allen, he's got to get to the show. That's my biggest thing. Get to the show. You ain't got to win. Show your face. Show your face. Stop standing on the sideline with the confetti falling in the back because you can't get past the AFC Championship, because you don't have no AFC titles. You're worth $250 million. No AFC title. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. What's up, Cardo? So if you start a team, you needed a quarterback, Allen or Prescott. Neither one. Neither one. Dak can't stay healthy. Allen turned the ball over too much. I don't want all them turnovers. I don't give a damn how many touchdowns he throws. I don't want all them turnovers. I want a smart quarterback. Give me somebody intelligent. Give me Gino. Shoot. You want to play? He had a bad year this year. And speaking of Geno Smith, hey, look, I really don't know what Pete Carroll plans on doing with Geno with the Raiders. They're not gonna. Okay, so man had 4,300 passing yards, way more than Josh Allen. Anyway, so here's how I see it. What are you gonna do with that? You got Max Crosby signed to a ridiculous contract. Don't touch a Raider in fantasy football right now. Like, you might get away with Jacoby Myers in the 6th round. I don't know what other receiver they have. They don't have one. I got to look more into the running back and what they plan on doing. If they plan on getting another one, I got to see how many they have and what the guy's stats were. I really didn't pay attention to the Raiders running back last year. I think it's Zamir White. I got to go look at his stuff. They don't have an offensive line. They do have a great tight end, and they have absolutely no defense. So is Pete Carroll about to bring the 6th man in this draft? Like, is he about to rebuild his defense from the draft? Like, if you're gonna rebuild, that's fine. I would have actually loved to see signs of that. Guess what wasn't a sign of that? Geno. He was not a sign of that rebuild because Geno is not a quarterback to rebuild your team around, get rid of, and get another quarterback for. That's just not how. That's just not the way. You're gonna go backwards if you do that. You should have went and got Sam Darnold if you was gonna do that. Like, I'm dead serious. Sam Darnold would have been a better fit for you to rebuild around. I think somebody said it in one of the chats. Geno peaked. Yes. You want to know why he peaked? He had 20 interceptions this year. 15 interceptions this year. He only had 21 touchdowns. Geno Smith is better than that, but there comes a time in a player's career, and maybe it was the location, but you're not going to get 30, 40 touchdowns out of Geno Smith with the Raiders. You understand what I'm saying? There's not enough there for that kind of stuff. Like, you're in a division with, and here's where it gets scary for the Raiders. Okay. Especially for fantasy. You're in a division where you got to go up against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, right? You got to go up against Sean Payton and Bo Nix. And you got to go up against Harbaugh and Herbert, or whoever quarterback he put back there. Because we'll see if Herbert get better with Harbaugh. It was 1 year, so we'll see. But that's what you got to deal with in that division. Raider, you're in 4th place. I'm sorry. You're in 4th place. There's nothing there. You ain't got to worry about a Raider being found, and there's no sneaky picks unless they go out and grab. Like, what are you going to grab for Geno in the draft? You going to go grab a receiver? You need one. But is that the chemistry that you're trying to build, Geno and a new receiver? Did Geno get a contract? Let's see. Let's see. Adam Schefter deals. What was this? No, he already got paid from the Seahawks. They traded that contract to the Raiders, basically. Yeah. It looks like they just basically took on the contract that he had from Seattle Seahawks. And it was a oh my goodness. It was just a 3-year deal, 105. Y'all don't, I'm telling you, look, y'all got to be careful when you see these guys get paid 3 years. It's a joke because the minute they suck, gone. i.e., ding, Geno went to the Raiders. They picked up that contract easy. And then turned around and paid Sam Darnold 3 years, $110 million. They gave him the same contract Geno just had. Like, tells you a lot. That tells you a lot. So, for fantasy purposes right now, we'll keep our eye, but there is nothing looking good or juicy as it pertains to the Raiders. Miami. You guys signed MILF Hunter, Zach Wilson, to a backup contract. I mean, I guess if you look at it, you got a backup quarterback. Yeah. That's what you were looking for? In case your quarterback goes down. Yeah, you got a backup. And not too much more to say about that. They have done nothing else in the playoffs. Laramie Tunsil, one of the best linemen in the NFL, just pissed off one of the best defensive players in the NFC East because that's where he's going. Laramie Tunsil was traded to the Washington Commanders. Now, this is big for fantasy football because that quarterback's left side is not protected in the best way possible. It's going to open up the passing game for the Washington Commanders a lot more. And who did they just get? Debo. Wow. So yeah, this is going to be really good for Terry McLaurin. Debo bumps up for me to the second round because he's a Commander. I'm taking Debo. It could be anywhere, to be quite honest with you. Do not let him slip to the third. He is a steal if he slips in the third round. But I'm taking Debo Samuels in the second round if I can. He is a second round commodity becoming him and Terry McLaurin, actually. I'd have them both in the second round. This does bump the running back Brian Robinson down to the third and fourth round, which is fine. That is a good round to get a viable running back at that level. They are probably going to draft another one. He gets hawked down. That's like my man Joe said. So they could plan on drafting another running back. But this is really good for the Commanders. I really like this one. Let's see. What else do we got? What other free agent news we have? All right, Justin Field to the Jets. 2 years, $40 million. Okay, another boo-boo contract. All right, so some people feel that it's a solid landing spot for a good with good weapons. He avoids a quarterback battle. He could be borderline QB1 based on rushing ability. This is for fantasy news purposes. So for Superflex leagues, yes, Justin Fields will be one of those quarterbacks that he could be QB1 or QB2. Like he's going to go in the first 3 rounds in those Superflex leagues. I want to say this will go well for Wilson if their connection can be strong. The guy was right. For Justin Fields, this is a good spot with good weapons. We're not talking football here. We're not looking at the Jets winning 12 games here, right? It's all about fantasy. So for fantasy purposes, yeah, this is a good landing spot for him. He doesn't have to fight for anything. He is going to start. Again, he's a dual threat quarterback. As long as he has good coaching that puts him in good places, smart decisions. The division ain't that strong, right? So I think Justin Fields and the Jets could, if they're in third fighting for second place, that's what, 8-9 wins, give or take. Yeah. I think Justin Fields would be a great addition on your fantasy team, even outside of Superflex. Like if we're looking at standard league, looking at you're looking at 2 quarters. Yeah, he's borderline QB1 because of his rushing ability. Absolutely. The tune only changes when it gets on the field and it can't get it done. That's when the tune changes. So we have to see. But as of right now, this is a good move for the Jets. It's what it is too. It's you know what? We tried, we lost, we failed, we did everything wrong. Let's just start over. They're literally starting over. They're using Justin Fields as a start over. Here's why that 2-year, $40 million is important. If Justin Fields can go out here, right? 29 touchdowns on the season. Keep his interceptions, keep his turnovers, interceptions under 10. And if he can throw for at least 3,500 yards, right, in his first year and the second year, they're going to pay him again. They're going to pay him a bigger contract because why? With those kind of numbers, the Jets could actually be in the playoffs. It's not hard in the AFC. The AFC ain't strong, right? Again, you win second in that division. And with the numbers that he puts up, again, 29 touchdowns, because you got running backs. That's why I said 29. They got running backs over there. So they're going to run the ball. You see what I'm saying? He'll have rushing touchdowns. That's why I said 29 passing touchdowns. I'm putting his passing yards at hopefully 33. Let's drop it down to 33. Why? Because he is going to run. He's probably going to have about 700 rushing yards. So that's good numbers for a quarterback to take in the second, third round in draft and fantasy. Why? I don't know. Josh Allen put up those same numbers. Oh yeah, I was going there. He put up the same numbers. I had him. He was my quarterback. He only put up 3,700 passing yards this season. He only had 29 touchdowns, and he got $250 million guaranteed. So, if Justin Fields can put up Josh Allen 2024 numbers, again, 29 touchdowns, 700 rushing yards, 33. I don't even want the 37. 33 passing yards, 3,300 passing yards, and keep the turnovers under 10. You do that for 2 years. Justin Fields gets another contract with the Jets. They keep him because they've built around him, and they're in the playoffs with those numbers. That's the important part. They're going to pay him again. Now, those 2 years you can't get it done, they're going to cut you. They're going to cut you next year. If you look like this crap, if you look like crap, they're going to cut you, period. That's the good about this contract and the bad about this contract. He basically has to play great. Simple as that. Show us you are our quarterback. Because if you're not, this is an easy bye-bye. If you are, he's going to get paid again. They have the money. Oh, they have the money. Jets got money. So all he has to do is go out here, and it's on the coaches now too. You got to go out here and get this kid right. Get him in. Steelers did okay. They were winning with him. So hopefully what he learned in Pittsburgh can translate over here for the New York Jets. He has to deal with the New York media. But I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think. Because you know why? There's another team. The Giants, who have done nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I think he'll be okay dealing with the New York media. Oh, they did. They signed Tommy DeVito. They re-signed Tommy DeVito. That is the noise that the New York Giants made, is that they re-signed Tommy DeVito, the guy they won't put in and let stay in the game, but they can re-sign to another. And then they kept one of the most sorry receivers over there. That's right. They re-signed them to a 33 million, something stupid. The contract they didn't want to pay Saquon is the contract they paid this fool. That's what it was. All right. So I'm not worried about Justin Fields dealing with the media because the media gonna have their fun with them next door neighbors. All right. Let's see here. Who else do we have? All right, so Cowboys are signing Javonte Williams. So if you are looking for a flex option, right, this is actually really good. He is the only running back. He's on a 1-year deal. They're rebuilding cheap, but he's not bad. We're gonna hope he's not bad. I saw what he could do his rookie season, and then I saw what he can do when he can play. So it's just one of those things. Can he get with a team that can put everything together for him to play great? If this is it, we'll watch him in training camp. We'll watch the talks and see what they're saying about him. We'll read reports, see what the Cowboys are loving about him, what they need, what he needs to work on. But if it's one of those situations where it's a good one, like Javonte Williams is going to be a good flex plus high value player with the Dallas Cowboys. Trust me, y'all played with Tony Pollard, right? And y'all had him as your number 2 when he was the doggone Cowboy, which was dumb. So yes, you can take Javonte Williams on a 1-year deal as a flex option in fantasy football, and you will not be upset. He's going to get you 9+ points a game. And if he's a flex option, guess what that means? You can swap him out. He's on your bench. Let's see. Broncos are signing Dre Greenlaw from the 49ers. 49ers lost so many people. Oh, my God. Okay. No knees. Najee Harris is headed to the Chargers. Now, I'm not going to bother with him right now. I got to look at their backfield because I don't know. If they have J.K. Dobbins, this is actually really good. They're just basically loading up on the backfield. If they kept J.K. Dobbins, I don't know if they kept him. I got to go relook at that. And I think they still have Gus Edwards, so that's good. If they still have Gus the Bus, so they just added another running back piece. They're getting ready for training camp. Like, J.K. still there? Okay, perfect. So they're getting ready for training camp. There it is. And Gus. Yep. So they are loading up players. Again, people got to remember where their Harbaugh just come from. College. What happens when the season is over? Training. This dude's mind is still in training mode. He is getting ready for training camp. That's what this move is. It's Najee, because this does not mean Najee Harris is the number 1 running back. I don't want people to my boy Palmer gonna go through. You think so? This is not a big like, oh my God, we got a new running back. No, they added a running back. That's it. And these boys gonna battle in training camp for a role. Okay. Did you not see what he did with the running backs in Michigan? He is basically doing the same thing here in LA. Okay. So do I like it? Yes. For fantasy? No. They got 3 running backs. Don't do that. Don't play. Do not touch a Charger running back right now. Don't even look at a Charger running back right now until Coach does his rankings, because it depends on who gets ranked and where is who should be put on a fantasy team. Okay, that's the point. So the fact that they got 3 running backs right now that are healthy and that can play ball, we ain't touching nothing. We just looking at the fact that the Chargers have 3 backs that we got to shuffle through. That's a lot of work for our brains right now. We in the off season. We cut that off right now. Okay, this is just addressing the fact that this is what we're going into the rankings with. 3 running backs on the Chargers rosters. Josh Palmer going to the Bills. Another wasted weapon. Let me stop. If it works, we'll see. I like Keon Coleman, so we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's see here. Roman Reigns return. That was a beautiful return on Monday Night Netflix. I wonder if they're going to change the name to that. Let's see here. Who else we got? All right. So this one's a bit more sad, unfortunately. Kyle Juszczyk has been released from the 49ers. The reason why it's sad is we pretty much have probably seen the last of Kyle Juszczyk. Not too many teams use a fullback anymore. That's the problem. It is not too many teams that do. And normally when a fullback leaves, excuse me, normally when they do get cut, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the road for them. So that's why it's kind of sad, because a great player who was sustained a long time at that position, one of the positions that they literally took away, and he was able to cement himself as I'm not going, like, that was tremendous to see. But yeah, this is a swan song. This is a farewell for me. I don't think Kyle Juszczyk is going to be seen again. It has nothing to do with fantasy. This was just one of those releases. I was like, oh man. So let's see here. Yeah, there you go. I kept it. They wouldn't pay Saquon 3 years for $38 million, but they paid Darius Slayton 3 years, $36 million. Oh, Giants. Oh, Giants. I'm gonna have a field day with you guys. Dabo, this your last year. This your last year. You will not play. You're not coaching the Giants after this. Giants signed Javon Holland. Dabo, this is your last season, bro. It's your last season, Dabo. All right, let's see. Traded. All right, Houston is acquiring veteran safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So you got rid of your best lineman and you brought in an old corner. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, Texans. I'm not liking your trajectory right now. You guys are looking a little lost right now. I'll be honest with you. You lost Diggs. You lost your young boy receiver. It's looking a little bit lost over there right now, man. It really is. Le'Veon Bell, he is in some trouble. I'm not even gonna touch that one. I'm gonna let R2L handle that one. Let me come on if you need me to, though. Let's see. DeAndre Hopkins went to. Everybody signed him 1 year so they can try to win, but he went to the Ravens for a 1 year, $5 million deal worth up to $6 million. So most likely incentives. Demarcus Robinson is signing a 2-year, $9 million deal, which includes a $6 million fully guaranteed with the 49ers. I mean, I get it. They threw a weapon, a cheap one, so they can pay Purdy. That was a cheap pay. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. Let's see. Former Coast Guard Will Fries is headed to the Vikings for 5 years and $88 million. That's really good. The Vikings need to beef up that offensive line to protect that little boy's ACL. So yeah, that was a good one. What am I missing? Let's see. All right, Steelers are placing a second-round restricted free agent tender on running back Jalen Warren. The tender is worth $5 million. We also have rumor Pittsburgh is trying to work out a deal with Aaron Rodgers. Screw that. I really don't know how that's gonna work. Because look, guys, Aaron Rodgers is old. I don't think people are getting that concept. Like, you don't need Aaron Rodgers anymore. Let that die. Like, stop. They'll get it. They'll get it. It's gonna suck, but they'll get it. All right, Bray, see. Oh, Buccaneers re-signed Chris Godwin, which is good. 3 years, $66 million with $44 million guaranteed. They basically took care of, on a short-term basis, they took care of one of their best. That's what they did. Patriots lost out on some great offensive weapons. I'm not gonna lie. They were trying to throw some money at some guys like Chris Godwin, and nobody bit. Nobody bit. And the Bucks also get Harrison Reddick, so that's really good. So just to beef up that, they do need to beef up that secondary just a little bit. Chargers are re-signing Khalil Mack. Let's see, Falcons are re-signing a two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, Grady Jarrett. That's good. That's good. They need to beef up that defense. That's really, really good. I mean, I'm sorry. They need to beef up their defense. They're releasing him. I'm sorry. What they did was they saved $16 million in the cap, so they're probably going to replace him and beef up the defense in the draft. They don't really need much offensively, especially for fantasy purposes. We got Drake London. He has definitely shown that he can handle the number 2 or the number 1. We have what's the boy's name? Darnell Mooney. They have a great running back. So the offense is fine. Defense is what they need to do. So clearing up space on the defense will help them go young at that position, which is fine. I always love going young at defensive end. Again, beef up the defense. Now I can say it that way. Now you can beef up your defense. Let's see. Chris Godwin for fantasy purposes. I like him in the 4th round, maybe the 5th. That leg injury scares me a little bit. He is an older receiver. If he takes his time and comes back properly, and remember, he's actually a receiver that actually gets banged up pretty well. But again, when he plays, he is the best on the field. So I'm okay with the contract. I'm okay with drafting him anywhere between the 3rd round and the 5th round. Let's see here. Bears are signing Drew Dahlman. So they went and got actually 2 linemen. They got one from Atlanta, and they also got one from the Chiefs. I love it because they're beefing up the offensive line for this quarterback. I like, as long as he can actually play better than his rookie season, get better. I like what the Bears can do with this offense this year. So we will look at rankings and see where we're going to place the receivers. He has quite a few, but I think with the receivers, I'm starting from 3rd round down. Like, I wouldn't take a Bears receiver in the 2nd round. You know what I mean? But we'll talk more about that when we get closer to rankings. All right, so Sam Darnold is going to as we talked earlier, he's going to the Seahawks for 3 years, $110 million. Look, as I said, the Vikings look good. They start off 5-0. Everybody's like, oh, wow, look at the Vikings. They didn't play the Vikings. They finally played a team after that 5th game, and they lost. You understand? Like, when they played actually good teams, they lost. That's the important part about Sam Darnold. He hasn't beaten a good defense. Now, his schedule also proves that because it was one of the weakest schedules the Vikings had. I don't know what Sam Darnold is going to do with the Seahawks. A lot of us believe it was a 1-year fluke. For me, I'm going to stand very heavy on that. I'm not a Sam Darnold fan. He had a good run with the Vikings, good coaching. They had a fully loaded offense. He ain't got that with the Seahawks. He has 1 receiver and 1 running back. Sounds similar to the Jets. We'll see what happens, but I'm staying away from Sam Darnold and the Seahawks right now until I see. Honestly, I might just have to miss out because there ain't nothing to see, because it's going to have to get to like game 1 for me to see, right? Like, oh, I was wrong. Sorry, my bad. That's the only thing I'm going to have to be able to do. But I will flip a coin for that chance, because I think I'll be on the opposite end saying, told you so. The Patriots are signing Carlton Davis. This is good because they're beefing up their defense, which obviously is good for fantasy purposes if you still play with defenses. Let's see here. Kenny Pickett is headed to the Cleveland Browns and an overpaid. He ain't overpaid. He worth every contract money he wanted. But why did you have to stay with the Browns, Miles Garrett? Man, bro, like y'all not winning nothing. And you got Kenny Pickett as your quarterback. You got small hands Pickett who can't hold the ball. So good luck. Good luck. Oh my goodness. Good freaking luck. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. He got a ring with the Eagles and did nothing. I was just a backup. And he's now the starting quarterback, most likely for the Cleveland Browns. Like, ooh, good luck. That's all I can say is good luck, Browns. I don't think you guys know what you're doing as an organization, but hey, to each his own, right? So not too many viable weapons. Not too many viable weapons via like offensive weapons. Oh, sorry, we missed one. We missed two and very important ones. We sorry about that. My bad. We got DK Metcalf, who has now signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Depending on, I don't know what that's going to look like. He does have Pickens on the other side. I still don't know what it's going to look like for the simple fact we don't know who their quarterback is right now. Is it Russ? Is it Aaron Rodgers? We have no clue who the quarterback is for this team. So right now, there's not really much to say about DK going to the Steelers. What I will say is it's an ugly time of the year. And he said, I want to go to a team with a quarterback, steady quarterback. He went to the Steelers. We don't know who the quarterback is. I want to go to a contender. Okay. He has to deal with the AFC North now. Good luck, because they hit really hard. Contend that. He wanted to go to good weather, but you went to the Steel City. Nobody wants to live there. Who lives in Pittsburgh? Oh, bro, it's DK. Look, this is the nature of the business, bro. I'm so sorry. This is what happens. You don't get to dictate anything they do, okay? Unless you got a no trade clause in your contract, like, buddy, you go where they tell you to go, okay? He had 3 demands and not one was met. That's crazy. And last but not least, I begged him. I said, don't do it. And he didn't. He went and did it the opposite. I'm so happy. We got Devontae Adams to the Los Angeles Rams. I do like this. I think it's really good. It's a good spot for him to go to reset, be in a good stadium, be in good weather, be in Cali. Your pocket's gonna get hit. But I think it's a good landing spot for him. I think he's gonna do really well there. He's got a stable quarterback. He's got good weather. He's got a contender. I just had to do that. Oh, man. All right. So before I go, I want to touch on something that I saw on Instagram. And it ain't got nothing to do with football. It got something to do with Anthony Edwards. His mom was at the mall with her son. And he wanted Anthony Edwards. Mama said, put them back. You know why? Because he don't take care of his kids. So we're not going to support him. Woo! Let me tell you, Sal, a lot of people felt that mother was being petty. Oh, that's a black woman scorned by her man. Like, let me explain something to y'all. She may not have a father in that kid's life. For whatever reason, that man is not there. Because how do we know? And he could have been at work. He probably do that is in his life. All I'm saying is, how I perceive this mother with her son in a store who's trying to raise a decent man, she don't want her son wearing shoes from a man who doesn't take care of her kids. Because here's the message. You are supporting his behavior, meaning it shouldn't matter about his lifestyle, right? It shouldn't, right? But she puts those shoes on her son's feet. He thinks it's okay. I got them Edwards on, you know what I mean? Because see, that's how our community likes to get our mind ruined. Okay. He got them Edwards on, following somebody. He's following in the literal footsteps of somebody who doesn't take care of their kids. He grows up and look, now all of a sudden, just because of some shoes, and it can happen. Because he followed that. You made that his mentor. Because when he put them back, he picked up another pair. And oh yeah, he a great father. Unfortunately, she is correlating shoes, okay, with a great father. Here's the thing. I told my son, I don't want you, man. I asked my son how many pair of Jordans he owns. Ask him. He might have one pair, and that was from his grandfather before he passed. His grandfather was a big shoe guy. Okay. Ask him how many pair of Jordans his father bought. See, let me think. When I'm the same way. I don't support behavior. You put these shoes in a certain community and look at what it did to that community, and you put this shoe in that same shoe in this community, and now it's fashion over there. Really? Now, I watched a video, 2 videos, and I'm sorry, I got to take it here. Jordan, when you walked up, these kids was outside of the Hornets garage, like they were like outside, like it was in the downtown city, so they're right outside. They could see the cars, so they could see whoever came through the door before they came out the parking garage, where the little gate thing go up and down. They could see everything. They ain't even in there being vandalistic. They are kids on bicycles, how we used to be, just riding around having a day. And they came up to a point where they were about to see their idol, any one of them. And who did they see? They saw Boss Man Jordan. And instead of when these kids asked for autograph, you know what he told them? No, I get you. Y'all need to get out of here. Before I call security. He threatened to call security on his own people. Kids, by the way. They were like 12, 13, 14. But then I seen another video of all these yachts and all these people taking photos. And whose yacht pull up? And who yacht get all the attention? Who get all the attention and is hugging these people, taking pictures with these people? Jordan. So they get your attention, right? But these little 3 dudes that's trying to get up out this world, trying to get up and come up, they don't get your attention. You don't get my money. It's as simple as that. You don't get a dime of my money. My son don't put your shoes on his feet. My daughter don't put your shoes on her feet. My wife don't put your shoes on her feet. I don't put your shoes on my feet. Am I just one family? Sure. I don't care. I bet you I ain't paid $300 for Jordans, though. So if this mother wants to correlate how to raise her son based off the shoes he puts on his feet, good job, Mom. Good job. Because I've watched these videos of how Anthony Edwards is basically knocking down these OnlyFans mamas. They're getting pregnant. He is refusing literally to put on a condom. He is literally refusing in these text messages. They are putting them out there. And he is like the same as the baby. They are refusing it. But see, they're not being a Nick Cannon and taking care of theirs, are they? No. Nick Cannon been on The Village. It's different. They're not doing that. They just out here being what they being. And then when the woman coming at and talking about I'm pregnant, you ain't take the Plan B. I had it on the table for you. Like, bro, that's cold. You think because you a star and you got all like that's life. And see, that's the problem. That's the problem. All these kids running around with no daddy who playing it. They're not even in jail. That's the worst part. You got kids running around with no daddies and they're not even in jail. They in the doggone league. Everybody made fun of Antonio Cromartie because he got all them kids, but he take care of his kids, don't he? No matter how many you have, as long as you take care of them, you take care of them. He ain't taking care of his. See the difference? So yes, this mother said, no, put them down. You will not support that. Did she put it out on video to blast him? Yeah. Because she want the world to see what should be seen. Like, you can be an athlete, but don't expect me to spend my money on somebody like you who's a crappy person. Like, why would I feed you? You don't even feed your children. And that's my show for today. Coach is out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.